Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another one of these different types of videos, one of these more vloggy, talky type of videos, I guess. And, the more I've been thinking about the content on this channel, the more I've been thinking about how whenever I make a video, I should be making a video that I would want to watch. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm making a video, it should be the type of video that I would want to sit down and watch. And with that comes experimenting and trying some different types of videos. And I know these types of videos aren't really for everybody. It's really only for a niche audience of people like me that just like to hear people sit down and talk about things. So if you're not really the type to like to just, sit there and listen to people talk about things you're interested in, or, analysis videos, things of that. I mean, this isn't an analysis, but you know what I mean? Like reviews, things like that, upcoming events. Then I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7. It's all good. But for those that are interested in this, as you saw from the title, I'm just going to be simply talking about the games that I'm like mostly interested for. And this is just what it's going to be, a pretty unedited, just talk about some of the games I'm excited for within the later part of this year and the beginning part of next year. So if you guys are excited to hear, I don't talk, let's go. I didn't make any notes before making this video. I just kind of wanted to turn the camera on and talk in rainbow. I feel like sometimes it's healthy for me to do that. It's something I really need to do. I have a lot bottled up, and it just feels really good to just turn the camera on and let it all out every now and again. But I guess we'll go in order of what's coming out next. So in not even what, a week and a half, 2 weeks away now, Far Cry 6. Oh my God. I started playing the Far Cry series with Far Cry Primal. I remember watching videos back in the day when I wasn't allowed to play the Far Cry games of like Far Cry 3 and 4. I was like, wow, those look really cool. And then I picked up Primal. I was like, dang, this is awesome. I can like ride Mammoths and stuff. And then I ended up getting Far Cry 5 for Christmas like 2 or 3 years back. Loved that game. Wanted to play New Dawn, never got around to it. But I do plan on getting Far Cry 6. I'm not going to be pre-ordering it only because of how the state of some recent open world games have been when they released cough cough Cyberpunk. I just don't want to risk that. So I'm not going to pre-order it. I'm going to give it like a week or two, see what the reviews are like, see, in terms of glitches at least. In terms of the actual game, I want to play just my own opinions. But in terms of glitchiness, I'm not going to buy a game that's coming out, half finished. Not worth it. Then after that, we got Back 4 Blood. Now, granted, back in the day when Left 4... I mean, I can't even say when it was in its prime, because arguably the game never left its prime. The Left 4 Dead series is freaking huge and still has, a crazy amount of players every single day over on Steam and even on Xbox 360. If I turn my 360 on, hop on a Left 4 Dead 1 or 2 server, I'll get into a game immediately. But Back 4 Blood is essentially just Left 4 Dead 3, as we all know, and I'm excited. Granted, I didn't get to experience it in the early 2010s when it was like booming and it was like the #1 game at the time. Unfortunately, staying up till like 3 a.m. playing it with friends. I had a few times like that where I got to play it with friends until like 3 a.m., but definitely not. It was only like once or twice, not as much as I wish I could have got into it back in the day, but at least I'm into it now. And yeah, man, I'm really excited for that. And then I'll just condense the next couple into just one category of just FPS games. Battlefield 2042, Halo Infinite, COD Vanguard. Already pre-ordered Vanguard. Debating on Battlefield 2042. It looks really good, but there's no single-player campaign. Yes, I like single-player campaigns in my shooters. Leave me alone. But I mean, if the multiplayer is good, I think I might... I don't know if it's going to warrant a $60 price tag for me. Depends on all the features in the game. If I feel like it's worth it, I'll go for it, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to play the beta whenever it drops. Go from there. Halo Infinite's obviously going to be free. I'm going to get the multiplayer. If the gameplay seems good, I'll get it for the campaign. Granted, I've only ever beaten Halo Reach, Halo 1, and I'm like 3/4 of the way through Halo 2, so maybe I should go back and beat like 3 and ODST and 4 and 5 before 6, or I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do about that, but those are like the main like shooter type of games. Obviously, there's other FPS games I'm excited for, which we'll get into then. Actually, let's just get into them now. Dying Light 2. I was really excited. I was going to buy this one for myself as a Christmas gift, but unfortunately, it was just recently delayed until February of next year, of this coming year, 2022. So that is quite disappointing. I loved the first Dying Light. I was a huge fan of Dead Island back in the day, so hopping into a Dead Island type experience, minus the mods and the crafting, and more of an emphasis on the parkour and melee combat and just exploration in general, but on foot, like, the game, oh my God, even though it released in like 16, even now hopping back into it, just jumping and climbing to the top of like skyscrapers and buildings and just looking down at a huge, just zombies everywhere and knowing that you can just jump it. Oh my God, it's like Mirror's Edge meets like Dead Island. it was an incredible game. The story even was like pretty good for a game like that. And yeah, it was just amazing. And I'm so excited for Dying Light 2. You know, as I was just talking about with Cyberpunk, the more they delay it, if that means it'll be a better product in the end, it's totally worth it. Like that one Asian Nintendo guy said, that quote that everybody quotes. A delayed game is eventually good. A bad game's always just bad. However the quote goes, you know what I'm talking about. The next shooter that I'm excited for is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I actually just started getting into the Borderlands series not even a full year ago. It was like December, November, I think, of last year, and the first game I beat was Borderlands 2, and I was hooked. As soon as I beat that game, I was hooked. Granted, I played Borderlands a few years back, you know, here and there, the first one. Wasn't really my thing at the time, but when I hopped back into it and finally I went through, I beat Borderlands 2, and then pre-sequel, and then Borderlands 3, and then I went back and beat Borderlands 1. So I beat it in a weird order, but oh my god. I am still in love with the series, and as soon as I beat Borderlands 1, I was like, I need more. And what do you know? Not even like 2 weeks later, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands was announced, and then the gameplay trailer came. Oh my god, the gameplay trailer. It's like Borderlands with hero skills, like from like Overwatch, with more melee focused stuff too, on top of the usual crazy weapons and loot and customizable characters and bigger bosses and even more diverse. I mean, I don't know. Borderlands 3 got pretty diverse and experimental with its environments, but this game just continues that, and it looks amazing, and I can't wait for it. And then there's a few other smaller ones that, well, actually, no, before we get into that, the final game I forgot to talk about that I'm really, really excited for, and I cannot explain how excited I am. It's Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Lego games in general were my entire childhood. I have the most nostalgia for the series. It is still one of my favorite series of all time, in my top 5 for sure. And Lego Star Wars again, playing the complete saga. You guys can see like the smile on my face. Like playing the complete saga in the car on my DS, or playing it on my 360 or my PS2 back in the day. Oh my god, playing that. And then I even played The Force Awakens a bit ago. I did a playthrough of that game. It was amazing, and I'm so excited for the Skywalker Saga. All 9 movies in Lego form. Just the trailer, I don't need to say anything. And then, even though this is controversial to say, I'm excited for GTA 5 Expanded and Enhanced. I don't know if there's going to be more single-player missions or what, but hey man, Rockstar's going to do what Rockstar's going to do. I'm a huge GTA fan, and I'm excited to hop back into Los Santos. Regardless of how much of a ripoff it is, I know, paying $60 again. It's not something we should have to do, but it's something that we're going to have to do. So, I mean, GTA's fun. Everybody has their opinions. Some people say it's scummy, and I agree. It is scummy. The online microtransactions with the shark cards, it's totally scummy. Too much grinding, too much futuristic. That's a whole discussion for not just a whole nother video, but a whole nother series of videos inside of it. Okay, it's a lot to get into with GTA 5, but when it comes down to just core gameplay and fun and open worldness, it's GTA. It's fun. And with the possible GTA Trilogy remaster coming, yeah, I'll definitely be pre-ordering that if that becomes a thing. Yes. Okay, now that I was about to go ahead and wrap up the video, now everything's coming to me. Saints Row. That I've always been a Saints Row fan. Can't wait for that. Marvel Rising Suns, yes, or is that what it's called? Rising Suns, something like that. And then there's a few other games that I'm excited for, but unfortunately I can't even play, like God of War Ragnarok, and then Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine, and I'm going to need to buy a PS5 when they're not like $5,000 on eBay. You know, we'll get there eventually. But, man, I'm trying to think if there's any other games besides those. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, Forza Horizon 5! I almost forgot that one as well. Yeah, that game's going to be pretty cool. I love Forza. Racing. Racing's always been my thing. So, yeah. But anyway, I've jumbled my brain. I'm pretty sure I rattled off all the games I'm pretty excited for. If those were the ones that came to my brain, then that just means, obviously, subconsciously, those are the ones I have the most hype for. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, if you enjoy these different types of videos where I just talk about things I like, things I'm interested in. Again, I've been trying to make more videos of just things where it's a video that I would watch, you know? It only makes sense. But, again, if you enjoyed, the best way to let me know is by going down below, like, and subscribe. You know what? Let's do the usual outro. As always, a shout out to my one and only Patreon, Carmen's Fave Grandma. Thank you so much for the support. But with that, that is going to do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. Please remember to go down below, like, subscribe, comment, and share this with your friends. Remember, I post daily at 7 p.m. So we'll see you guys back here tomorrow. And, yeah. But, again, if you want to see more videos like this, just let me know. I have a lot of fun making them. it feels good for me to just turn on the camera and ramble and ramble and ramble and talk. And I have so much built up energy and gaming happiness and things I need to say. So just doing this makes me feel so much better. But again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow at 7. Love you all. Peace.
I'm all alone, I walk alone.